Strong Jamaican Woman: The Real Power Behind the Deal, by Jamaica Homes, published on October 9th, 2025. There is a rhythm to Jamaican real estate. It's not the hum of generators or the rustle of palm trees against half-finished roofs. It's the sound of negotiation. Voices lowered, brows furrowed, papers sliding across tables. And often, when you listen closely, it's a woman leading the tempo. She's not shouting. She doesn't need to. Her power is measured, not loud, the kind of quiet assurance that comes from knowing who she is and what she's worth. As the song goes, "Jah Jah in control of my life, have me steppin'. I'm in no fear, no foe." That line could describe the finest negotiators I've seen. Women who stand steady when the deal gets stormy. The strength beneath the smile stereotype that negotiation belongs to men. The old-school hustlers, the power suits, the handshakes that crush fingers. But Jamaica has long rewritten that script. In our island's property world, women are the steady architects of possibility. Not because they fight harder, but because they sometimes listen deeper. They don't always talk about winning. They talk about understanding, about balance, about making sure everyone leaves the table with dignity intact. Real negotiation, says Dean Jones, isn't about who can twist the arm hardest. It's about who can hold the room still long enough for honesty to speak. And honesty in Jamaica has its own sound: calm, direct. Rooted like the ackee tree that shades a yard where generations grew up. The myth of toughness. The will teaches us that strength wears steel toe boots and carries a briefcase. But in real estate, strength often wears heels, or flats, or bare feet on cool tiles. It's a softer kind of authority, one that doesn't shout, but also doesn't bend. Women have redefined what negotiation means. They've brought intuition where men once brought intimidation. They've introduced rapport where once there was rivalry. The myth of toughness, Jones reflects, is what keeps so many deals from becoming dreams. The best negotiators don't bark, they breathe. This new strength is not performative. It doesn't rely on ego. It's the art of grace under pressure, of turning confrontation into conversation. As the song reminds us, a strong Jamaican woman will step up to the plate and work to achieve her goal. A strong Jamaican woman respects herself, assertive, and takes control. That respect for self and for others is what builds not just homes, but communities. The cutthroat mirage. But let's be honest, not every story is one of grace. There are moments in Jamaica's booming property scene when the line between confidence and vanity becomes blurred. Some female realtors, in trying to command attention, end up selling not the property, but an image of themselves instead. It's a performance that may close a deal today, but corrodes credibility tomorrow. Charm and good looks can open doors, says Jones, but integrity keeps them open. He adds, the ones who play cutthroat may win the quick sale, but they lose the quiet respect that lasts longer than any commission check. Negotiation, after all, is a reflection of self. If the goal is purely to conquer, the deal becomes hollow. But when the goal is to connect, to serve, both sides win. Some women think strength means never yielding or admitting a wrong, Jones continues. But true strength is knowing when to hold the line and when to listen and learn. The deal should never cost your dignity. The dance of assertiveness and empathy. Great negotiators, the kind who leave everyone feeling valued, don't rely on scripts. They rely on presence. They are assertive, yes, but never abrasive. They're empathetic, but never weak. They understand the emotional architecture beneath the price tag, the fear of loss, the hope of a new beginning, the pride of ownership. One woman, I recall, secured a home for her client, not by pushing the seller down, but by lifting her up. The seller was an elderly widow, nervous to let go of the home she'd built with her late husband. The buyer, a young mother, said something softly like, "Your love built this house. I'll make sure it stays filled with it. That sentence did what money couldn't. The seller accepted a lower offer. The house changed hands, not through force, but through grace. Listening, the forgotten power. Listening is Jamaica's secret weapon. We are a people of rhythm and response. We feel before we speak. In negotiation, that instinct becomes a gift. Women, in particular, seem to hear the space between words. The hesitation that says more than any document. Too many people come to the table trying to prove what they know, Jones observes. But the best deals are struck by those humble enough to learn what they don't. That humility doesn't weaken the deal, it strengthens it. Because when you listen, you discover what the other person truly values. And that's where real leverage lies. Intuition, the sixth sense of the strong. There's something deeply Jamaican about intuition. It's that inner knowing we often call vibes. In the property world, it's the sense that a seller's smile is masking worry. Or that the buyer who says, "I'm not sure," has already fallen in love with the veranda. Intuition can't be taught in a workshop. It's lived. It's the same instinct that guides a market woman when she sets her prices by the pulse of the crowd, or a mother who knows when her child's silence means more than words. Intuition, Jones says, isn't magic. It's memory sharpened by empathy. When power meets purpose, the most powerful women in real estate are not those who dominate, but those who elevate. They use their influence to educate first-time buyers, to mentor younger agents, to build networks of fairness and trust. They also understand that image fades, but reputation endures. They're careful not to trade authenticity for applause. I tell my team, Jones says, never confuse attention with respect. Respect is quiet, but it lasts. These are the women who will still be standing when the market shifts, when trends fade, when the only currency left is trust. Lessons from the song, Itana's words echo like a sermon across this island. We're living in a God-blessed country where the women them have natural beauty. That beauty, however, is not just skin deep. It's the beauty of persistence, of vision, of spiritual grounding. It's the beauty of women who rise early, walk their clients through red dirt and rain, and still find time to care for families, for elders, for themselves. If we let go negative vibration, strictly love inna this here iration. These are not just lyrics, they're instructions. They remind us that real strength is spiritual first, strategic second. That letting go of negative energy, the ego, the competition, the bitterness, is part of the climb. A new generation of women. There's a new generation of women stepping into Jamaica's property market with fresh fire. They're young, driven, educated, digitally savvy, but still deeply rooted in community. The challenge is to preserve what made their predecessors powerful: grace, patience, respect, and the understanding that people come before profit. As the song proclaims again and again, I'm a strong, strong, strong Jamaican woman. Those words aren't just a chant, they're a covenant. A reminder that strength without compassion is just noise, a final reflection. The truest negotiation is not between buyer and seller, or agent and client. It's between the self you show and the self you protect. Real power in real estate comes from authenticity, from being. As Jones puts it, as solid as the foundation you're trying to sell. And as Jamaica continues to rise, one development, one deal, one dream at a time, it will be the strong Jamaican woman who leads the way, not by selling herself short, but by standing tall, firm in her worth, her wisdom, and her walk. Dean Jones, founder of Jamaica Homes. In a world that sells illusions, the most valuable property is integrity.